Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It is time for Your Take. And we're going to talk today about something all of us are doing more of, and that is using our credit or debit cards to pay for a purchase. So, Kelsey, Ben, do you guys use cards more than cash?
Yes.
Yes?
I use cards more than cash, but carrying cash to me is still essential. There are moments, there are times where I absolutely need it and can't use any other alternative. There's still businesses out there, parking lots, that sort of thing, that absolutely require it. And if I don't have it, I'm stuck.
Which always kind of blows my mind that it's like 2018 and someone's still operating with cash. I know there are fees that are associated with businesses taking on the ability to do debit and credit. When I have cash, I always feel really excited because I like open my wallet. I'm like, I'm rich. I have $5.
And you ever ask yourself, what am I going to use this on?
Totally.
Yes.
Totally. Yeah.
I always try and keep $20 on me, and I feel like as soon as I spend it on like whether it's a taxi or coffee or whatever, I'm like, I need $20 just in case.
Just to have it in case, absolutely. You need that buffer.
Exactly, you never know. Okay, so mobile payment options are also kind of another way that people are using more debit and credit as well. They're pretty much available for anything, and it turns out that one survey says that 51% of Canadian consumers are expected to do away with using cash entirely by 2020.
Really?
Yes. And another study from trading site Forex Bonuses named Canada the most advanced country in the world when it comes to cashless payments. I thought that was interesting.
I'm not surprised by that. We were, anytime I would travel from here to the United States, we were the ones who had the tap and the Interac and all that stuff far before the Americans did. And so it makes sense. I think all of our banks got on the same page at the same time and all started rowing in the same direction.
And it does make it really easy when you travel if you're used to going cashless, because then you don't have to worry about getting the currency of the country you're going to. Your credit card just automatically does the changeover.
Yes.
I will say that I tend to spend a lot more, I think, because I'm not seeing the money actually leave my hands, right?
Yes.
I see it once a month when my credit card statements come in. And
Yes.
you go,
and then we're like, oh, wait, what's that? Oh, yeah, I did do that. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so that's actually one of the cons of us going to a cashless society. We know Canadians love their credit cards. There are just over 2 credit cards for every person in Canada. And while the penny may have been phased out, there's still $80 billion worth of Canadian coins and bills in circulation. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons. So pros first, benefits of a cashless society. So businesses and consumers will save time. They can provide faster service, right? You don't have to count out the change in between transactions. Businesses also won't run out of quarters or loonies during a lunch rush and need to send an employee to the bank. And also, safety reasons, you don't have to carry like a big, huge bag of cash, right, at the end of the night for a deposit.
And the government must like it as well because every penny is accounted for. You know where it came from and why it was brought in. So you're not there's no shadiness going on with cash transactions.
Yeah, I also thought this was interesting. It would reduce cash-based crime too, right? I mean, you can't steal credit card receipts and like cash in on the money. So that's another benefit. In terms of customers, they would benefit because your purchases are tracked more easily. Also, a lot of credit cards offer extended warranties too when you make a purchase using them. Okay, obviously there are some, oh, sorry.
No, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, it's true. There are some cons, though, to going cashless. So many credit counseling services say people actually spend more money through tap and pay. Kelsey, you mentioned that. Because you don't feel like you're spending the money.
No, you don't.
No.
Yeah, so that has to do with that. No, that's not much else to say. It's true. Also, businesses have to pay transaction fees to use credit and debit machines. So that's another reason that it doesn't benefit businesses. And the fee increases with premium cards too, which I didn't know.
I do also want to say that so we have a lovely pool at home. We've been teaching our daughter to swim. We want to make sure she's as safe and secure as possible. So all summer long, we had this lovely young lady who's been coming over and teaching her to swim. And I told her at the beginning of the summer, I was like, so listen, I'll just pay you with a check every week. And she looked at me like I was a dinosaur.
Oh my
like
gosh.
I was she's like, can't you just direct this
like
thing?
e-transfer?
The thingy. And I said, no, I can't. I got my checkbook. I got a pen, and I will pay you once a week.
Who pays with checks?
But now I've got to go to the bank. I was like, can't you use your phone and your picture, take the picture of the check? And then she looked at me like, yes, I can.
So you wanted her to be like all tech savvy, but you couldn't even do an e-transfer?
No, I knew that was a possibility because I'd seen the commercial, but no, I got my checkbook at home.
I've seen the commercial.
I've seen the commercial. You can
Not
take a
because you've done it, because you've never gotten a check, because no one uses checks anymore.
No one uses checks except me, and I really did feel bad about it for a second.
Oh, that's funny.
Second.
I did have to write checks actually for rent when I moved here,
really?
which I have not had to do again in years. But
man,
luckily, I had a few kicking around. Okay, so here are some other concerns from Canadians. So half of consumers reported concerns that they'll be charged the wrong amount when they're using like the tap or whatever. So obviously you have to spend some time double checking your receipts and your statements. And also some said they worried their phones could be stolen and their accounts could be compromised.
Well, that's true.
For sure.
That's true. Those Russian hackers are everywhere. They're not just after the election, they're after your money.
It's true, so be careful. Good wise words. Okay, so here's your hashtag Your Take question today. Do you prefer to use cash or card to make a purchase? So hit us up on all our social media channels. Let us know how you feel.